original. Hey guys, what's up? It's Nicole. Welcome back to my channel. Real Talk Recovery. We talk about recovery from addiction. Yeah. Anyway, please excuse me. Please excuse me. I'm just being silly. So, let me get everything set up. So, you guys, the boys are home. My husband's home. My son is home. And, hey, Bama. Okay, good. Everybody's coming. So, I texted all the people that I have y'all's phone numbers. Hey, Annie. And I said, man, I'm ready to go. Y'all ready? Nice musical intro. Thank you. Thank you very much, Krissy. Thank you. So, you guys, let's wait till everybody gets here because I'm sure we'll see who all is going to come tonight. Okay, so let's take care of business first. All right, so you guys know that tonight, if you bring one friend and they subscribe to my channel tonight or tomorrow or sometime in the middle of the night, and they comment on this video, they can comment now, they can comment after it's uploaded, whatever you want to do. Just all they'd have to do is comment your name, say, hi, I'm subscribing, Krissy sent me, okay? And you will be entered to win the Kat Von D Blush and Highlight Palette that I showed you guys the other day. So all you have to do is have your friend comment that, you know, you sent them, and you'll be entered. So I'm not going to say it anymore because that way, you know, the people who, and we'll do giveaways like this. I'm going to do giveaways 2 Fridays. I'm going to do 2 Fridays a month giveaways. And what we'll do, you guys, is we will do, well, don't worry, Krissy. Next week, what we're going to do is I'm thinking I'm going to go to like TJ Maxx. And I might get, hey girl, I got you. Thank you so much, Beauty and Recovery. I got you, girl. What we're going to do is we are going to do one giveaway for the guys and then one giveaway for the girls. But what I'm thinking, because we have so little guys that really talk a lot on the channel, is I'll probably just get like a unisex gift, something that guys and girls can both have. That way, you know, it will be fair. Okay. But anyways, you guys, that's not important right now. So I had a comment on my last video, like 2 videos ago, and it was from a guy named MC. I think it's a guy. And I want to read you guys I want to read his comment, and then I want us to talk about it. Because it got me thinking about a good topic that we could all talk about tonight, which is how important it is to have a plan when you get on medically assisted treatment, you guys. And how important it is to have a plan, you know, either just, and I don't mean like a plan to get off, because some people can get on medically assisted treatment and they stay on it, and that is fine. There's no judgment from me here. Y'all know that. But what I think that happens is a lot of the times we as drug addicts, we don't plan for the future. You know I don't. I don't think about what if my insurance went out and I don't have a way to pay for this medication anymore. Like, I don't have a backup plan. So that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about how important it is to plan ahead, plan for the future, whether it's on your taper, whether it's a backup plan in case something happens, you know, and what to do if and when something happens and you can't taper and you get shoved off your medication. Because I know that happens sometimes to people, you guys, and it makes me so upset because that's just like a recipe for disaster. You know, okay, so here's what we're going to do. With my clinic, this is how my clinic is. With my clinic, if I went in there and I told them that my insurance cut me off, they would work with me to make sure that I just didn't get shoved off the medication. And what I think also happens is I think a lot of people are afraid to ask for their doctor to work with them. They just automatically assume that they're going to get shoved off, right? And so it's always important, you guys, to just be honest and just go ask. Go ask your doctor. Be like, listen, there's an emergency. They're cutting me off. I don't know what to do. I'm scared and I don't want to relapse, because when you've been on Suboxone or methadone for multiple years and then you're just kicked off the medication, you guys, it's not safe. You can go, okay, going into withdrawal, it's just not safe, as in, like, what if you have a heart attack, or what if you get you have so much diarrhea and so much like stomach problems that you get dehydrated, and then that ends up causing other problems. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just worry. I want you guys to plan for the future, and I want you guys to, do your best to make sure that you talk with your doctors, because it's so important. Like, I used to be so afraid, you guys, to be honest with my doctor, because I always thought, because first of all, any doctors I ever was talking to, I was trying to hustle them fools and get me some extra pills. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't trying to be honest. But now that I'm sober, I'm living my life right. Like, I want to be honest today. I don't want to lie, and I'm not trying to manipulate, And so, okay, let's read this comment from MC, because it's really important, and I want to address it because I think I understand where he's coming from, and I don't want him to feel like he's alone, because I think a lot of you guys have been there. And if you've been in this situation, I want you guys to let him know what you guys did. Have you ever tried stopping the subs cold turkey? I'm asking because I recently got laid off about 3 months ago and just don't have the money for the appointment and the script. So since Sunday, I haven't had any left and just stopped taking them basically the past 5+ days. I just went cold turkey from 8 milligrams once a day. And to be honest, I was flipping out about it, but it's not that bad. I feel a little crappy, but not too much. It's much, much, much easier than I used to run out of pills, like perks mainly, but I was up to maybe 300 milligrams a day of oxy. It was bad. But I was seriously worried about stopping after all the stories I heard, and I'm shocked at how much easier it is when I was getting high on the oxy and used to run out. Today, not trying to brag or anything, but just wondering if you ever tried going cold turkey for a couple days. I bought a bunch of Kratom over the past couple of months just in case I ran into this situation when I first got laid off, but haven't taken any yet. Hey, Josh. I know not working is maybe easier, but it just makes me focus more on not having any while also having to interview and send out resumes. Anyways, just curious what you or anyone else's view was on stopping 8 milligrams a day. Thanks for the vids. Okay, so what is my opinion on stopping at 8 milligrams? Like, this is just my opinion, you guys. Please be aware that I am no doctor. I am just a regular addict like you guys, to, take my word or listen to what I say when you could go to the doctor and the doctor could help you, Here's what I think about this, MCNY. I worry for you, because when you jump off at 8 milligrams, that's a lot to jump off at. And I don't mean that's a lot of, that's not a high dose. That's a regular dose, right? I mean, I really don't think any dose is high, because we're all different. What I mean is, when you taper with your physician, my doctor is tapering me down like to a point, like a 16th or a 32nd of a strip. Like, I mean, it's going to be like a little bitty, itty bitty piece, right? And so that's how low he wants me to get down before I jump off. And what he's making me do is he's having me stay at my doses and stabilize at each dose. So I went down from 12 to 10, and he had me stabilize at that dose for 3 months. So I've been on it for 3 months. Now, next week I go in and I drop down 2 more milligrams to 8, and he'll have me stay at that dose for 3 months. And then I'll go in again, and he'll take away 2 milligrams, and I'll stay at that dose. Do you understand? So I'm stabilizing at each dose. Now, this is just what my physician is having me do. Now, I've heard and I've watched a lot of people on YouTube, because when I got on Suboxone, I felt really ashamed when I started sharing with other people that I was on it, because I would say, yeah, I'm sober and I'm on Suboxone and I'm working a program and I'm so happy to be here. And then people would say, well, you're not in recovery, you're not sober. And I remember just being I was just like, it broke my heart, y'all. It hurt me, because this is the most sober I've ever been in my whole entire life. Like, except for when I came out of my mama. And it's a miracle. Like, every day that I wake up and I go to my job and I take care of my son and I do the right thing, like, it's a miracle. Like, I work so hard to do the right thing and to stay away from drugs and alcohol and to make these videos and do stuff with you guys. Like, it's not like I just woke up one day and I said, you know what? I don't want to do drugs anymore. It wasn't like that for me. So when somebody says, you're not sober or you're this or you're that, it bothers me and it hurts, So my doctor's having me taper real slow. So when I started watching videos before I ever made my channel, I watched a lot of people's videos that jumped off at 8 milligrams and 2 milligrams. And what I have seen from each person, hey, MC, we're just talking about your comment. Hey, my doc had me, sorry about that. That's how these doctors, they want you to go slow, because what that does is the slower you go and you stabilize at each dose, and I know my doctor cares. Oh, is it okay? Are y'all seeing me? Okay. They want us to succeed. And what happens when you're rushing off and you don't have a plan and you're like you get kicked off and you all of a sudden don't have your medication, then that's a recipe for disaster. Because what happens when we don't have that plan or we don't have that fallback, then if we don't have a good support system, hey, Amber, we're not, we don't have, this is a support system, right? You guys tell me is it still lagging? And I'm going to be real still. So that way, because you guys know how excited I get. I start talking with my hands. I saw her, girl. I saw her, and I got you written down. So, okay, good. So here's the thing. And I was watching one of my friend's videos the other day, and he was talking about this. It's so important, you guys, for us to get a plan, right? And it doesn't have to be, no one's plan is going to look the same. Okay. My plan might be, I'm going to stay on Suboxone for 3 years and then I'm going to taper. And that's what I'm doing. Okay. And I've started my taper. Your plan might be you're stayed on Suboxone or methadone for 6 years and then you taper. Each person's plan is going to look different. Some people might be on medically assisted treatment for chronic pain and just stay on a low dose for the rest of their life. And that is what their plan looks like. Do you understand? Every person's situation is different. I just want you guys to be equipped with the tools, okay? I don't want you to hit a place where you're, kicked off your medication, you don't have a support network, you don't have anybody that you can reach out to and talk to and say, hey, I'm struggling. I just got kicked off my medically assisted treatment. I'm here all alone. I'm fucking sick, because inevitably at 8 milligrams just jumping off, the sickness is going to come. Cold turkey, and it's not that bad. Hopefully it doesn't hit at all. But I would have probably went slow, but it's $300 a month. I know it's $200 for me. But the way the clinics are here in Arkansas is I only have to go once every 3 months. So I only have to pay that $200 once every third month. So I just want you guys to do the best thing you can for you. And hey, MC, we can't go back now. You're in it, so you're in it to win it now. You can't go back, and you're not going to go, well, you could go back. Here's the thing. You just stick it out. If you start feeling too uncomfortable, if you start getting really sick, You need to go to the emergency room and let them know, hey man, I just jumped off at 8 milligrams of Suboxone and this is what's going on. I read your comment about having some kratom. I've never taken kratom before, so I don't even know how it works, but I know that I've heard that it can help it ease the withdrawal symptoms. So I would love it if you would check back to it with us and let us know how everything goes when you in a couple of days, because and this is the situation. Like, it makes me so angry that you're being put in that position where you're having to get off because of the financial situation. And I understand it. I understand it is expensive. I just wish there was another way, another alley that we could go down, so that way you could make sure that you had the help that you needed. But now that you're not going to have the medication, now what we need to do is we need to figure out a plan. What are you going to do now that you're not going to be on Suboxone? Are you going to be able to stay sober? Do you have yourself a sober support network? Do you have other people in recovery that you talk to that can help you? Good. And I believe that. I believe that too. I just want you. So here's the deal. So you're going to be sick for a little bit. I mean, it's going to come. Just give it. And I want to know. You got to tell me how bad it was, because I want to know. But what we're going to do is you come hang out with us, dude. I do meetings on every Tuesday and Friday. We have Matt support group on Friday, and we have big book studies on Tuesday, and we talk about recovery, and I share my stories with you guys, and we talk about life, just life. I look back on my life, you guys, and I never in a million years thought, oh yeah, you know what? I'm gonna become a drug addict, and then I'm gonna get pregnant, and then my son's gonna get taken away, and then I'm gonna get put on Suboxone, and then I'm gonna get my son back. Like, this is just like, life is so crazy, Yes, come back. That's the thing. Like, when we start getting sober, you guys, and for me, when I go through withdrawal from my medication, I know even though I'm tapering low, I'm still going to experience some withdrawal, right? Ooh, I'm not looking forward to that. But I promise you guys, y'all will be here with me. I will have Nate video camera my ass if I have to. I'll be throwing up, shitting everywhere. I don't give a damn. We're going to show it. And we're going to make it through it together. You know what I mean? So that's what I wanted to talk about, because your comment, MC, really inspired me, because I was thinking, how many people have reached out to me and said, I have had to stop my dose, unexpectedly, and I'm in a bind. I don't know what to do. I'm scared. I'm going to be sick or whatever. And I think a lot of people, hey, Miss 519, you guys, I think a lot of people go through this where they are on the Suboxone or the methadone and they're doing so well, and then financial troubles hit, or they move, or just something comes out. Something comes and that they have it planned for. And that's the thing. You can't plan for everything. Hey, Alicia. Hey, Lisa. You guys, we can't plan ahead for everything, but we can try, right? And so that's what we have to start thinking of now. Now that we're living our lives right, now that we're working jobs, now that we're paying our rent, now that we're paying our car payments. I was worried, but why not try? I can always go back to my doctor if it's terrible. Exactly. That's yes, exactly. And there's no shame in having to do that. I'm so proud that you said that. There is no shame. Do not let the stigma surrounding medically assisted treatment keep you from getting life-saving treatment. That's one of the things that we talk about over here during this meeting, is that it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks, you guys, about your recovery. It doesn't matter what anyone says about the way you are living your life. You just have to be confident and know that you're doing what you got to do for you. You know what I mean? And so this brings up like, hey, Sonia, this brings up like a really good point because my insurance or something happened like that. So I'm going to tell you, like, I was talking with my counselor probably like 30 to 60 days ago because I think I met with her like 2.5 months ago. And we were talking and I said, you know, my biggest fear is like coming up here one day and you guys say like, Nicole, your insurance isn't covering it or something like that. Thank God now there's the generic medication and all that. But, you know, and she was telling me, she said, you know, if that ever happened, and I had to have the conversation with her. It's about to rain, y'all. It's storming here. It's storming. Y'all already know. What would happen if I got cut off? What would happen if my money ran out? What would happen if my insurance was gone? And my counselor and my doctor told me, you know, we will work with you. We will work with you. We will help you and we will taper you down. So that's, I think we all just need to make sure that we talk and we have that conversation with our physicians, you know, and we let them know, hey, if this ever happens, y'all aren't going to just kick me out to the curb, are y'all? Because listen, I know there's some doctors out there, you guys, that are just writing prescriptions. I know that. And that's another thing. It makes me so it makes me sad because this addiction is life or death, you know, and for me, it's serious. Like I can't go, if I go out and I get high, you guys, I'm going to die, you know? And I live in Arkansas, and so it's more like slow here and family oriented. I saw in a video there are places online where you can find discounts with your medications. Yes. And that's what I was saying. Mine would kick me out if I lost my insurance. See, that makes me so angry, you know, because this is life and death. That's why we all got to have a plan. You know what I mean? That's why, like MC was saying, if you guys, and I know, I would be putting me back one, put it in the safe and just save it. One every prescription. That way you have a little nest egg in case anything happens. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's just your little backup. I mean, hell, y'all better understand something. If I can do that, then I'm on the right track because there's no way I could save anything when I was in active addiction. I was taking all the pills. I was snorting all the lines. I was shooting all the dope, you know? So that's how you know that we're making changes. That's how you know that we're doing right. They have significantly raised the price of Suboxone here in Ontario. Thank God my coverage still fully covers it, but I had to go to the generic Suboxone pill now, starting yesterday. But I don't really notice a difference between the two. Hey, Miss 519, I take the Suboxone tablet also, and I can't tell a difference between those and the strips. I mean, they're pretty the same, but you just got to make sure that you let them dissolve because they take forever. At least mine do. So I always, hey, Julie, I always make sure I drink plenty of water before I take my medication, you know? And you guys know, like, I'm not a doctor. I'm just and working with other addicts who are on the medication too, and methadone. So I wanted to talk to you guys. Like I also had a comment earlier about methadone and why didn't I talk about methadone? And I wanted to talk to you guys about that. So I have people. Okay, so Bama, okay. I'm not on methadone, but I have plenty of girls in here that are on methadone that can share their experience if anyone is ever struggling and they just need someone who understands where they're coming from. Because I have experience on methadone, but it was like not a good experience. I was out there hustling. I was using drugs. I was not in a support program. I was buying them off the streets. And, in fact, we'll pause and I'll tell you all a little story time about me and methadone. Y'all ready? So back in the day, I'm just so sick of going to the doc and chasing it down and all have to try. Never did try to quit before, but this time with the money and all, I figured really, why not? You know what? And see, MC, I had tried to quit without Suboxone for years. I had probably tried, I can't even know. I went to 5 rehabs. I was in prison once, and I kept coming back and relapsing. And so finally I was like, you know what? I need help. And that's why I got on the medication. And since getting on that medication, I got on it in 2015, and I immediately started seeing a therapist. I immediately got a sponsor, started working the 12 steps, and started going to meetings. And that's where things changed for me, because the medication all it did was take away that obsession to want to get high on opiates, right? I'm still a Xanax addict. I'm still a methamphetamine addict. I'm still a crack smoker. I mean, I'm still all of the above. So Suboxone didn't cure me of my desire to use drugs. I had to start working a program. I had to start going to meetings and getting a sponsor and going to therapy. And you guys, I had like some stuff happen to me when I was a younger girl that I didn't even realize it affected me. And I took that into my adulthood, like this really hard relationship with men. And so now that I have a husband, he's so amazing and he's so sweet. But before that, you guys, my relationship with men was just, it was bad. You know, every guy that I ever was with would either beat my ass, hey Candy, or just took advantage of me, you know, and it was a bad situation. So when I got sober, I had all this like trauma, you know. I was always thinking about how I wasn't good enough. How am I going to do this? I'm never going to make it. And so when I got on Suboxone, I started going to therapy, and I started talking to my therapist, and we started working on my self-esteem and my self-confidence and those issues that I had deep down on the inside. You know, because that was really why I was using drugs for so long, because I had so many issues on the inside that I was trying to fight. I hear you, girl. In the last 2 years, I've went from 24 milligrams down to 8. And honestly, I've been struggling lately. But yes, getting on Suboxone saved my life. So Miss 519, what have you been struggling with, girl? Go ahead and share with us. Let us know. We'll help you out. You know, guys, life is not perfect. And it's okay to struggle. But the thing about it is, if you're struggling, talk about it. If you're struggling, tell somebody. You guys ever heard that saying? A closed mouth don't get fed. If you don't talk about it or tell anybody that you're going through something, then you're not. Sorry, y'all. That is what us addicts are notorious. I go to, and I'm trying to get the courage to email you with more details. Girl, you better email me. You better email me. I will call you right back, or I will text you right back. Ask all these girls in here. They've all emailed me. Huh, girls? And then you know what happens when you email me? I'm going to stalk your ass. I'm going to keep tabs on you. I'm going to make sure you're okay. And that's what we do, you guys. Like, I'm going to check on you guys. I'm not going to, listen, I'm just playing. I'm not going to call you all the time, but I will send a text message to you just to check on you. And if I don't hear from you for a while, or I don't see you, yeah, I'm going to come looking for you, you know? I want to make sure that you guys are okay. I want to make sure that y'all are on the straight and narrow. Yeah, and Candy's been calling me, and she's been checking in, and I'm helping her until she finds herself a sponsor in her town. You know, and that's what we're doing, you guys. Like, that's how we do it. We help each other, because you guys, here's the thing. Like, we can't be alone, you know? I'm doing methadone, and I just had my first clean pee after 2 more months. I get to take my medication home for the weekend. Sonia, I'm so proud of you. What does that feel like, having a clean? It's like, hell yeah. Yeah, that's right. My pee's clean. Because I remember, you guys, like, oh gosh, I know you guys are watching my prison story times. I love you guys too. I love y'all so much. I'm lucky in that I got caught up taking pills to get high, and then got hooked. So no real emotional issues or anything. Good. I'm glad, babe. That's better, because I'm telling you, I started taking drugs, you guys, when I was younger, and it was because I was insecure, and I always felt like I had this like void on the inside. And I know some of you guys can relate to this. I always felt like I just wasn't like everybody else. I wasn't good enough. I didn't measure up, you know? And I struggled for years like that. And then when I found drugs, when I found pills and meth, I was just like, this is it. This is what I've been looking for. This gives me energy. This makes me feel confident. This makes me feel good. It makes me skinny, and man, I thought that I had just found the answer to everything. And little did I know that the very thing that was making me feel so good was going to take my life. I gave my life to drugs. I was married to methamphetamine or Roxy's. I was married to the syringe. I would do anything for that shit, And then the next thing you know, yeah, they do get their hooks on us. I'm reading a great book right now called Dope Sick by Beth Macy. I suggest it to you all. You guys hear that? Candy's reading a book called Dope Sick by Beth Macy. I'm writing it down, girl. I love reading memoirs about drug addiction. Sonia, I still get nervous a year after my first clean UA. I remember all these people telling me I looked so great when I was on these drugs, and that used to make me so sad because if they only knew what I was doing to be that thin. Oh, I passed every drug test after my first dirty. Good job, Bama. Yeah, and you know what, Sonia? Let me tell you a story, Sonia. I don't know if you've ever heard this. So when I was in active addiction, I started dating this guy in high school, and his name was Robert. And we were together for like 6 years. And probably like 3 years into our relationship, I had started to get pretty bad on meth. And I wasn't eating. I was just losing a bunch of weight. I mean, I had lost a bunch of weight. And when I would lay down like this, you could see my bones from my back sticking out. And I remember I was laying on his bed and I was naked, butt ass naked. And my spine was sticking out. And I remember him saying to me, just 5 more pounds and you'll be perfect. 5 more pounds. And I was laying there high on methamphetamine. And I will never forget him saying that to me. Just 5 more pounds and you'll be perfect, Nicole. Did he not know that I was literally starving myself to look like that? It was the worst feeling in the world. I'll never forget that. I will never forget that. I've forgiven him and I've made amends, and I told him, I'm sorry for the hurt and harm that I caused him. But man, I'm telling you what, it was just like, it was a moment when I was just like, damn, I'm already so skinny. I was skinny, y'all. I was skinny. I was just a head on a body. Okay. I'm telling y'all. I was just my head is so big, and then it doesn't get smaller, but my body was so small. And I just thought, I'm never going to be good enough. I'm never going to be good enough for this dude. So let me tell you a story about methadone. This is why I don't share about methadone a lot, because I don't ever want you guys to feel like, I believe in medically assisted treatment. This is what I believe in. I believe in medically assisted treatment, but I believe that you need to combine your MAT treatment with therapy and a recovery program. I don't care what recovery program it is, okay? It doesn't have to be 12 steps. It can be Celebrate Recovery. It can be Refuge Recovery. It can be Smart Recovery. It can be whatever you want. But I really truly believe that in order for Suboxone and methadone to be beneficial to you in recovering from the disease of addiction, you have got to have therapy and a recovery program. Okay? And we have to learn how to take our medication as prescribed. Okay, Lisa, love ya. And be on it and be honest. Okay. Here's the thing, you guys. It's easy. It's easy to, when you get on your medication, to overtake it and to hide out and to, not be honest. But if we're not being honest, then we're only gypping ourselves. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so we've got to be honest. So if you're struggling and you're overtaking your medicine, or you feel like your dose isn't enough, or you feel like your dose is too high, you need to be honest with your doctor. Do it every day to take it, but I wouldn't have trusted myself at the beginning, so I'm happy that's how the program is. Right, and then Sonia, what you'll do is you'll graduate up to like weekly take-homes, and then girl, you ain't going to know what to do with yourself then, because you're going to be free as a bird. But it's cool because that's what we need. We need to build that trust, because for so long we were running amok. So here's the methadone story. So, okay. When I met Neil in 2012, y'all didn't know this. My husband was in a methadone recovery program when I met him. When I met Neil, he was prescribed 365 methadone 10 milligram pills a month. 365 10 milligram pills. So that's what? 100 milligrams a day. That's 10 milligrams. That's 10 pills a day. 5 in the morning, 5 in the afternoon, however you want to take it. I know, MC. And listen, the reason he was prescribed so much is because the doctor he was going to was a script doctor. This was back in the day, like I said, in 2012, when it was, you could go to the doctor and you could tell him, I need this, right? So Neil was taking every bit of that 100 milligrams a day, right? And it worked for him. Like, he was working a job. Y'all, he was busting his ass working. Like, he wasn't nodding out. I mean, seriously. So when I met him, hey, Keith, when I met him in 2012, he said, hey, I'm on methadone, and I told him, I said, I'm addicted to Roxy's. I shoot up Roxy's every day. And I had to. I was spending $100 a day of my money and then of his money, right? And so he started halving the prescription with me. So I'd get 50 milligrams, he'd get 50 milligrams, okay? And so I got dependent on methadone, you guys, and I was taking it every day, every single day. But the effect the methadone had on me was not the way it had it on Neil. When I took methadone, you guys, the only way I can explain it to you is that I would look like I was possessed. Do you guys know that girl on the ring with the long black hair that goes over her face? I would take methadone and then I would go home and I would stay up all night long. I wouldn't get any sleep. Okay? And I would go this way for days. And I would be in my bed with the whites of my eyes showing. Like, however they do it. With the whites of my eyes showing, just nodded out completely all the time. Well, I was also combining this methadone with bars, Xanaxes, and Klonopins. And so I was constantly fucked up, you guys. And so my hair then, so I was like this for a whole year, running around in this methadone psychosis. Okay, you guys, slurring my words, eyes rolled back in my head, catching myself on fire at night. Catching myself on fire with cigarettes, okay? Every pair of pants I had was on fire. Every blanket I had cigarette holes in it. Do y'all hear me? I didn't have nothing that didn't have burns in it. One night it got really bad and I had been up for like 5 days and I was in my apartment. I've told you guys the story before. Neil was at his parents' house and I was all alone. And I decided to take all my clothes off, okay, naked as a jaybird, and open my door to my apartment. I lived in a high rise, okay, where people were walking up and down the aisles. I was on the 7th floor. And I was walking in a nod, and I ran into this big, giant alarm box that came out from my door. And I ran into that alarm box, bam, and I had a huge black eye from it and knocked myself out. Fell on the ground and pissed all over the place. And then I'm laying there naked for the next 6.5 hours. with God and everyone walking by my apartment. Finally, one of my OGs comes by, this guy I used to smoke crack with, and he picked me up and put me in my bed and covered me up. Then I woke up and I called Neil, and we were going to see my parents the next day. So he picked me up. I got dressed and we went to go see my parents. Well, I was taking a shower over at my parents' house, and I was washing my hair, and I went to wash my hair and get the soap out of it. And this whole right side of my head came completely out from the roots. I had a bald spot on my head this big around. At the time, I thought, I've got alopecia. That's what this is. I've got alopecia. I'm sick. I've got to go to the doctor. I've got an alopecia, a rare disease that makes your hair fall out, right? I was so malnourished and I had so many drugs in my system that my hair was falling out. My hair was completely falling out. I remember running out of the bathroom and going, oh my God, Dad. From not eating and from having God knows what else in my system, all kinds of drugs. My hair, I didn't pick my hair. My hair just fell out. Just fell completely out. So I went into the living room and I showed my mom and dad, and I was crying my eyes out, you guys. And that's what my dad said. He said, what? It's from all the drugs you're on. Just so nonchalantly. And my dad's a big old New Yorker dude. Y'all know. Big old Italian guy. He's like, what? It's from all the fucking drugs you're doing. What did you expect? Get the fuck out of here. You know, and I'm like, I'm crying. Yeah, that's what it's from. So it gets worse, you guys. And that's why I don't talk about methadone, because I abused it. And I was so bad, you guys. Like I abused it. And I never want you guys to think that because I abused it, that I think it's not good that I think it's bad for you. Because I don't know. I want you guys to feel comfortable here. And I don't want to put out any air of judgment. You know? I don't want to make any of you guys feel uncomfortable or like you're not good enough. Because I know what that feels like. I was so sick in my addiction, y'all, that I was a mess. And it gets worse. That night, me and Neil went to sleep, and we were sleeping on the hide-a-bed, right? Well, I was supposed to be going to sleep, but I wasn't sleeping. I was like in this, the only way I know how to explain it is that I was so tired that my body was trying to go to sleep, but my mind was still awake. And I was like standing up with my eyes rolled back in my head, and I was singing and dancing, and Neil recorded me. And he recorded me and showed it to me. And that's when I was like, I have got to stop doing this. And then by the grace of God, Neil got called in for a drug screen and failed for cocaine. So his doctor cut him off of the methadone. And we went cold turkey off methadone. So I have been through some withdrawals in my days. I just haven't ever went cold turkey off Suboxone because I've never used Suboxone for a long period of time until now. Yes, we are. But that's why, I just want you guys to know that I support multiple pathways to recovery. And I always want you guys to know that, if you have questions or you need me to find something out, I will go find it out. I will ask my doctor. I will go over to Doc Park's channel and ask him. I will go over to Dr. B's channel and ask him. I mean, I'll do anything I can to help you guys, better y'all's lives. And I am just so grateful to be able to come on here and share with you guys that I'm not like that anymore, My life is changing today, and I'm able to be of service to others and help and be a good mom and take care of my husband. And I could have never done that before, because I was in my addiction. But today, y'all, I'm not like that. And I'm so, so grateful. And you know what else I'm grateful for? I'm grateful for each and every one of you guys. And I want you guys to understand how important y'all are to me and how special you guys are. Like, you are worthy of recovery and you deserve a second chance at life. You got to keep on pushing forward, and you can't never give up on yourself, because that's what I was always doing. I would always give up on myself. I never thought that I was good enough, I always thought that I was just going to die like that, like I was going to die a drug addict. And so I know what it feels like to think that. I know what it feels like to think that there's no way out. And I also know what it feels like to lose your kids and to have your kid taken from you because you're fucking up. And I also know what it feels like to get your kid back because you stop fucking up and you start owning that shit. And that's what I'm doing today, y'all. Like, I'm owning that shit. I'm taking responsibility for my actions, and I've turned my whole life around, and you can do the same thing. The other day I was watching a video, and it was talking about, addiction being a choice, and that if people would just be stronger, then they wouldn't have to be addicts, right? And it pissed me off so bad, y'all, because the disease of addiction is not a choice, and we don't go into it thinking, oh, because I'm trying this pill, that I'm going to become addicted to it, It's like an obsession of the mind. And whenever I hear people, like, I was actually on this comment thread, and these people were just talking crazy to people. I mean, telling them, let the junkies die. Don't waste the money on them. Why do we have to pay for them to be rehabilitated or for their lives? They were talking about Narcan. Oh, you guys, I'm always watching like document. I think it's crazy how we have so much sympathy for people who are sick with diabetes or lung cancer. And the way they got lung cancer was from smoking cigarettes. And the way that a lot of people get diabetes is from eating a lot of fat, right? Right. Narcan saves lives. But we don't beat their ass. We don't fucking call them junkies because they are, because they ate themselves into diabetes or they smoked themselves into lung cancer. Do you see what I'm saying? Smoking cigarettes is an addiction. You become dependent on the nicotine. Just like an addict, our brains and our minds become dependent on the drugs that we take, and it's a phenomenon of craving, an obsession of the mind. So I'm on this mission, you guys. I'm on this mission to continue to advocate for people like us who are on medically assisted treatment and who, don't feel like we have a place where we fit, Never understand. Exactly. And you know what, MC? I've met a couple of people who try to understand, and God bless them. I have some moms and some dads and some sisters and some brothers and some aunts and some uncles that watch my TV, my channel, and they have loved ones who are in active addiction. And they come over here and they try so hard to learn about the disease of addiction, so that way they can help their loved ones. And I love seeing that. I love seeing family members get serious about helping their family members, we can educate ourselves on addiction, and that way we can be of service and help others, you know? Now, am I going to run around and chase it down every person that says they need help? No. They have to come to me. That willingness to change has to be there. And the way you know it is they're going to come to you. They're going to reach out to you. They're going to say, I need help. They're going to say, what do you think I should do? You know, they're going to say, can I call you every day? Can I check in with you? Can I do this? Can I do that? You know, but there's a time where I had to start realizing that, like, I couldn't save anybody. Like, I have to just be there when they're ready, and I will help them, guide them. But they've got to do the work, you know? And I remember when I first started helping people, you guys, it's crazy how addiction tries to take over your life. I know that's right. When I first started helping people, I was new. So I was really trying so hard to work people's program for them. I was trying to get them excited about being sober like I was excited for them, right? And I ran into a lot of problems where I was hurt. I was hurt because I would try to help somebody and then they wouldn't end up making it. You know, they would relapse. And I would blame it on myself. You know, I beat myself up about it. But now, after practicing for a while, I've realized that, you know, I'm just the person that's here to help, you know. Yeah, I gotta want it. Hey, Bethany. You gotta want it and you gotta work hard for it. And if you're willing to do that, you guys, I promise you that your life will change. You know, you just gotta put one step in front of the other, one step in front of the other. And it helps so much when you have support, you guys. And y'all are not alone. Y'all are all welcome over here. Y'all already know that. I'm going to put up another prison time video tomorrow. So, woo. Sorry, I'm tired, you guys. Hey, Bethany. I got you. Because I saw her earlier. I call it a bad habit. I'm proud of myself because I block the person who hits me up to use. Rosanna, that is so awesome, girl. That is what's up. That's what you got to do, girl. You got to block them fools. Okay? Block them. One of the hardest things for me to do when I got sober was to stop interacting with people who are still getting high. That was one of the things that took me out many times. Okay? Many times, you guys. Oh, go lay down, Candy. I love you. Many times, you guys. Yay! Many times, you guys, I would try to get sober and I would still hang out with everybody, right? I would still go around those folks, and every time I would fall back into my old ways. So, Rosanna, block and delete, girl. Block and delete. If you have to change your phone number, change your phone number. And you know what? Girl, you're welcome here anytime. We got a little family over here. I do this every Friday night, and we do Tuesday night big book studies. So you can come here anytime. You know, well, it's okay. You're welcome over here. You come and join our family. And you know what? The thing about it is, you guys, like, whenever I was in active addiction, my family cut me off, you know? So from the time I was about 21 till the time I was 32, my family, they said, no, you can't come around here until you decide to get sober. You know, back, I get to see my parents. I have my sisters back, right? This one old friend is my only so-called friend, but he's a drug buddy. And you know what? I know it seems like I know it's lonely at the beginning, Rosanna. I know, but listen to me. If you can just hang in there, get involved, come hang out over here. Do you have meetings or celebrate recovery in your neighborhood or in your town where you can get out and meet some people who are clean, who are living their lives right? You know, and then there's here on my channel, then there is www.intherooms.com, which is a meeting online. Then there's Smart Recovery and there's Refuge Recovery. But here on this channel, girl, you could stay around here because I go live all the time. Yeah, and I always want you guys to try and get out, to a meeting somewhere near you and meet people in recovery in real life. I know we have an awesome sobriety support system here, right? But we don't get to hang out with each other because we're on the computer. So if you guys can get out and meet people in real life alone in your house, and I just don't want you to get to a place where you're like, a hermit. Because for a while there, you guys, I was getting to a point where I was just hanging out in my house. Okay, that's what's up, Sonia. Instead of going clubbing, she's going to a meeting. And that's what's up, girl. Yes. Soberly. Yes, that's an app on my feed all the time, but I'm high watching truther videos, so I do not check out your chats. Hey, it's okay. I understand. You're always welcome here, though, okay? Girl, I'll run out of stuff to talk about tonight. Y'all got me going. Seriously, though, what did we talk about at the beginning, you guys? Medically assisted treatment. If you're on MAT program, I want you guys to hear me. Plan ahead, okay? MC was here tonight. Thank you so much, MC, for letting us read your comment and talk about, the things that can go on, right? The things that can happen unexpectedly, right? So let's all of us try to plan ahead of time from now on. No matter what it is, you guys. I'm talking about, okay, this is a thing we can do. We can start planning ahead for little things. Okay, so tomorrow morning, I have a meeting and I need to get ready for work, right? Let me lay my clothes out the day before. All right. Remember how we talk about like getting our calendars and making our plans. That way we stay on a schedule. Because you guys, you believe me, when you stay on a schedule and you keep your mind busy, it will help so much with fighting triggers. Okay. We got to stay focused and stay in our recovery mind, right? Plan to succeed. Exactly. Because if you're not planning to succeed, you know what's going to happen, right? So that's why we have to, even if you just make yourself a little note, you know what we do on Sundays. Now, hear me, guys. Friday nights, we do this MAT support group. Tomorrow, I'm going to upload some story times. Y'all are going to be laughing all day tomorrow, okay? Sunday, we will do our goals video, okay? I'll go live and we will talk about our goals for the following week, okay? And then Tuesday, we have our big book study. So y'all will see me. I'm not going to be gone. What's tomorrow? Saturday? Tomorrow, my little boy has a birthday party and I have a Patreon video chat. So I'm thinking what we'll do is in the morning at about 10:30, if you guys want to, we'll do a morning video. So if y'all want to go live in the morning, be here tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, and we'll all go live together, okay? And then my girls for Patreon, don't forget, we got the Patreon video chat tomorrow at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. So whatever that is, y'all's time. And I love you guys, okay? I had so much fun with y'all tonight. Sandra, I'm so glad you're here. Bama, MC, Annie, Miss 519, Rosanna. Who else is here today? Sonia, Bethany, Keith. All my peoples. Amy, girl, there you are. I didn't see you before. I'm so proud of all you guys for coming today. Candy, Krissy came, all of you guys. I'm so proud of you guys. Julie, I see all y'all. So, Oh, my Patreon it's like there's 6 of us, 6 of the girls over there. And what it is it's like a monthly, you pay $5, $10, or $25, right? And what it is it's just like a more personal side of my YouTube where I upload I just upload more videos over there. We do little Patreon women chats and little meetings over there. Yes, you will see me tomorrow. And I love you guys. And I'm super proud of each and every one of you. And you guys stay up. All right. I got y'all. Do not don't get down. Okay. Keep pushing forward. Listen, Rosanna, you just keep on pushing forward. Okay, girl, you hang on. You got all of us to support you. If you want to talk, go to my About Me and email me, and I will talk with you. And anything you need to talk about, any of you, email me. You're not bothering me, okay? And if you want to come and reach out, to the other girls, and if you want to talk to somebody else, I have plenty of other people that would love to talk with you too, and I'll give them your email. So you guys, and then if you guys want to, you guys can exchange and start talking to each other. Just, that's how it is. We try to help each other, okay? Annie's willing to chat. We're all here for you, girl, okay? So chin up. You can do this. Stay straight tonight, and then we'll see you in the morning at 10:30, okay, guys? Everybody get a good night's sleep. Candy said she'll help you out, see? So everybody, so here's up. Rosanna, if you email me, I got 3 girls who are willing to talk with you, plus me. So if you need the extra support, email me, and I'll get you their emails, okay? And Sandra, too. All right, guys, I love y'all. I'm so proud. Yay! See, I love you.